Good evening and welcome back to Patriot Talk. I'm Brooks Tankworthy. When this nation was attacked at Pearl Harbor in December 1942, we got up, saluted the American flag, and fought for our freedom. When we were attacked by radical Islam on September 11th, 2001, we got up, saluted the American flag, and fought for our freedom. Now we're under attack again. This time the enemy's invisible. Scary. But what do our Democratic governors and deep state doctors want us to do? That's right. Give up those hard-fought freedoms. We are now approaching 6 weeks under lockdown, quarantine, because of a Chinese flu that doesn't even kill as many people as trampoline accidents, heart disease, and bubblegum failure. Every loss of American life is a tragedy, and every immigrant death makes it harder for me to do my job. But real Americans can only tolerate the violation of their Constitution for so long before they demand the answers they deserve. The Constitution, remember, is supposed to protect life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So let's protect life, sure. But when you're stuck at home, there's no liberty. There's no happiness. We're protecting one fundamental right, but losing two. And those elitists in their ivory towers want you to forget that two is almost always more than one. I live in a state whose power-hungry Democrats have decided it's more important to kill American jobs than to save American lives. And these are the same people who say it's racist and xenophobic to point out that the virus originated in Wuhan, China. But is it racist to point out that the people who are hurt by this shutdown include the small business owner of my local Asian grocery store? He's Korean, or possibly Japanese. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But either way, I'm sure he's not going to love this long time. And the do-nothing Democrats, as usual, are nowhere to be found, unless they're trying to smear President Trump. Their latest lie is that the president recommended that people inject bleach into their veins to cure the virus. Despicable. Sure, there's video and audio of the president saying those words before a nationwide audience of millions watching live from home, but our lawyers say this show technically isn't news, so we're still allowed to ask the question. The left couldn't impeach the president through the legal process our founding fathers intended, so they've gone rogue. Vigilante social justice. But did you really expect any better from the Democrats? They love two things even more than hating America: lying and transgenders. That's a different topic, but we like to mention it every show. As you may have noticed, I've been stuck at home. But I'm thankful to my God that he has given me this opportunity. Why? Well, I learned two things as an Eagle Scout. Don't tell anyone about special time with Scoutmaster Jim, and always pay attention to your surroundings. So I'm thankful because I've been paying attention. And tonight on Patriot Talk, we bring you an explosive report on the ways in which the liberal establishment, congressional Democrats, and their sick allies have secretly infiltrated your home. That's right, your home. When you look around your house, what do you see? If you're like me, you see couches, a dining room table, a life-size oil painting of a bloody Christ nurturing a young bald eagle. You might also see a washing machine and a dryer. You might use that washing machine and dryer to clean clothing, including socks. And you might notice that you never get as many socks out as you put in. The liberal media apparently wants you to believe that your socks just disappear into thin air. They think you don't understand that socks can't evaporate. They're not made of water. They're made of socks. So where are they going? Nancy Pelosi would have you believe there's a magical sock farm where they all run free, living on government handouts and unemployment. Doesn't that sound nice? But here at Patriot Talk, we believe in truth and facts. And the fact is, both my dryer and my socks are made in China. So we have to ask ourselves, is this a coincidence? Who stands to gain when my socks disappear and I have to buy more? That's right, China. So next time you have to send your intern to shell out $50 for 3 more pairs of loafer liners, you can thank the Chinese Communist Party. And Mexico too, because they're up to something. Socks aren't the only way communism has infiltrated your home. You know that progressives like bartender Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have been working to take away the Second Amendment and replace it with a Green New Deal. But you may not know that they've already succeeded in bringing their socialist agenda into your kitchen. We've all seen our refrigerators make ice on their own, but nobody knows how they do it. It's one of the great mysteries of our time, like Sudoku and where women pee from. Is your household appliance really acting on its own, creating ice from nothing? Or have the same politicians who want you to subsidize other people's free college tricked you into subsidizing free ice? Well, I have news for the Democrats. Free ice for every American might sound good to Bernie bros who have never worked a day in their life, but to hardworking men and women who know better, it sounds like a little country we spent decades fighting in a Cold War. But I refused to succumb to socialism, quarantine be damned. So I did what any freedom-loving American would. I paid for my ice. And I thanked my American-made fridge for allowing me the chance to give back to this great nation. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has also been in the news for its ties to vaccine producers who stand to get rich on the backs of the ill. But Bill Gates also has a secret tie to your living room. His charitable foundation funds technology companies, some of which are behind the tech in your TV remote. And while college leftists continue to go around bowing down to the Gates Foundation, we have a few questions. How does the input button work? What's the difference between HDMI 1 and HDMI 2? Where do you point the remote? The cable box? The TV? Somewhere else? And finally, why does one remote control my volume and another one control the channels? Is this just incompetence from the Gates Foundation? Or is it intentional, meant to confuse ordinary middle-class Americans? You decide. This week, President Trump, who, to the horror of liberals, is still our president, announced that he would defund the World Health Organization. Predictably, Democrats clutched their pearls. The WHO, how could you? They don't know, or just don't care, that the WHO is a front for the Chinese government, a money laundering organization for its crimes against humanity. And that's not all. According to WHO guidelines, every large bottle of Advil must contain a ball of cotton at the top of the bottle when you open it up. Now that might sound reasonable until you realize what the WHO doesn't require. A warning that you shouldn't eat the cotton ball. That's right. Like countless other Americans, I was tricked into ingesting an unlabeled, unregulated, non-medical substance mandated by the WHO. But between this and the Chinese health organization's crusade against hydroxychloroquine, we've had an opportunity to see behind the curtain, to uncover the lies and the corruption that the radical left can't help but support. And I want you to think about what it is the radical left is telling you to do. They want you to trust the scientists, the experts, the people who know better. In short, they're trying to undermine the American way of life. And if these people come to power, not only will they force you to take a Latin migrant child into your home, they'll also do everything they can to make you reconsider your opinions when your long-held beliefs are challenged by new information and conflicting evidence. But from this show, and from all of us at Fox News, we say, no thanks. Now we're going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, but stick around. When we come back, we'll hear from a doctor whose diploma is made out of construction paper about why my wife just might be wrong that coronavirus means I have to sleep on the couch. We'll be right back.